Всем хай! Мы играем в Noire. Убийство секретарши. Но секретаршу, наверное, зря убили. А может и не зря, кстати. О, это такая, значит, секретарша. Да она, блядь, под поезд вообще без вопросов попала.
Yes, I'm aware that it's an election year. Keep a hold of your hat, Counselor. Now is not the time to lose your nerve.
Окейшки.
It would appear that someone has hocked a rose gold wedding ring and matching engagement ring. Sound familiar?
Deirdre Muller.
Press the pawn broker and see what you can find out. The address is 348 South Main Street. The Muller case goes before the grand jury next week, and the DA does not want any egg on his face. Then get out to the railroad depot on Santa Fe Avenue. We have another poor unfortunate found this morning beside a railroad line. 40-year-old white woman.
Right, Skipper.
Вот так вот, значит, да? Ну ладно. Поехали в ломбард.
And Deirdre Muller's ring. The Emperor may soon have to come to terms with the fact that he's wearing no clothes.
Exactly did you get that book of riddles shoved up your ass? Is that what your old man paid college tuition for?
You drive. And you go over the case notes.
Поехали в ломбард.
Where are we going?
Я думаю, там нас очень сильно ждут. Прям очень-очень сильно.
You've got to admit, this is looking odd.
Anyone could pawn a ring.
But if you take it along with all of the other indicators...
Cole, Hugo Moeller was identified by the school's groundkeeper. He's our guy.
Witnesses have
Да,
figured the wrong guy
конечно.
before.
He ran, for God's sake.
And he always maintained he was set up.
Ладненько. Пошли в ломбард.
How can I help you boys?
Да, можешь кое-чем помочь.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. You have a rose gold wedding and engagement ring?
David Bremner. Am I gonna get something for this pledge? Gave that bum money, now you guys are gonna leave me short.
How much did you give him?
$50?
Try another number.
20?
Try 10. Feel lucky you're getting it.
I have the rings right here.
Да, я смотрю, парень-то умеет торговаться. Так, и чё?
Does mark
Опаньки.
mean anything? Hallmark. Gives you an idea of the quality.
Ладно. А здесь у нас что?
What's this mark here?
Maker's mark. Usually traceable. That one came from Hartfield's Jewelry down on Broadway.
Thanks for the tip.
Окейшки.
What have you got on the guy who brought these in?
Goes by the name of Percy B. Shelley. Gave an address. 15 Poland Street, London, Tulare County.
Can you give us a description of the man who pawned these rings?
Not sure. Medium height, medium build. Dark hair, I think. Sorry. He just had one of those forgettable faces.
We'll be in touch, Mr. Bremner.
Так вот, значит, на. Это какая-то лажа, пацаны. Это какая-то лажа вообще, нам не до этого сейчас. Что-то он не может-то.
You can drive.
Ладно, поехали вот туда. Нам на железнодорожную станцию сейчас надо.
We have a problem.
We could have the local troopers check out the Tulare County address.
The address is bogus.
Herb is having fun with us.
The guy who's been sending the Dahlia letters is also the guy who pawned these rings.
How do you figure that one?
Percy Bysshe Shelley wrote the poem that came with the Dahlia letters. The Dahlia letters are genuine. The man who killed Elizabeth Short may have also killed Deirdre Mullen.
And how do we prove that, Phelps? Skipper ain't gonna like this one.
We're gonna have to rely on
На уж. А вот это интересно. На самом деле нет.
You boys ready? Follow me.
Так, а
We should
куда
keep this
нам?
development with the rings.
We're all on the same team, Rusty.
Chain of command, Phelps. The skipper will decide who needs to know. Got it?
I get it, Rusty. I just don't like it.
Окей. Железнодорожная, говорит, станция, да? Я смотрю, тут весело.
Hard, isn't it?
Yeah. I look after all the rail depots.
What have you got?
The Negro, Nelson Gaines, called it in. I came down here to make sure him and the other guy, Jameson, stuck around.
Jameson found the body?
Something like that. Guy makes me sick.
We'll talk to the coroner. Keep an eye on both of them.
Окей. Тут, скажем так, не без интересностей. Это у нас что такое? Винный магазин Левайна. Ага. Бла-бла-бла. Вот это вот все. Так.
Personal items, not booze. It's an angle worth investigating.
Что еще есть? Подожди. Ты что, наркоман? Так, а тут что? Барменша.
Maybe someone at Mensch's will remember her.
Так, интересно. А в сумке что? Так, в сумке письмецо, кстати. Сент-Дэвид-Стрит, Бриджпорт, Коннектикут. Милая Эвелин, я надеюсь, ты будешь читать это письмо в лучшем состоянии, чем то, в каком ты была, когда мы расстались. Мы наговорили друг другу много лишнего. Тогда слишком много выпила, а мы обе знаем, какой ты бываешь после этого. Но я пишу тебе не для того, чтобы нападать и обвинять. Я хочу извиниться. Мое сердце чуть не разорвалось, когда я увидел, что стало с твоей маленькой девочкой и что она делает с собой. Эвелин, алкоголь разрушает твое тело и душу, и видеть это мне тяжелее, чем ты думаешь. Но лишь всемогущий Господь вправе судить нас, поэтому я прошу у тебя прощения. Я посоветовалась по поводу тебя в одном санатории здесь, в Коннектикуте. Они говорят, что твое состояние — это болезнь, ее можно вылечить. Тебе просто надо поправить здоровье, это не... Ага. Ладненько. Письмецо проебано. Ага, кинокомпания Kickstone Film. Эвелин Саммерс, отдел юридический. Если на 31 октября 41-го.
Could go over to the lot and see what they know about her.
That's gonna be difficult, Cole. Keystone Studio lot closed back in 41.
Окейшки. Не, ну что-то мы насобирали. Прям даже интересно.
Putting recording devices in the place.
Так, давайте посмотрим.
What are you thinking, Red?
The city keeps tossing us dead bodies. We're just running to catch up.
Ладно. Так, тут есть какие-то эти херобурины. Что-то я не вижу особо улик, видимо, все туда сложили. Давайте-ка мы вот что сделаем. Пойдем позвоним. Я прям уверен, что что-то нам интересное скажут.
Phelps, 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on Levine's Liquor. Closest store to the Santa Fe Avenue rail yard, if possible.
Just a moment, Detective. Closest store would be the one at 939 South Hope Street.
Ага, вот это хорошо уже, вот это интересно. Магаз мы нашли. Так давай мы сейчас поговорим с коронером. Никогда не понимал, почему коронер, как он с короной связан. Привет.
What have we got here?
White female, approximately 40 years of age, lipstick smudges on the face, but no writing, at least nothing legible. A blunt force trauma to the temple, nose, and eye regions. Ligature marks point to the probable cause of death being strangulation.
Any idea of the time of death?
From her temperature, after midnight would be my guess.
Ладно. Давайте мы ее осмотрим или не получится. Не, походу не получится, да? А, не, можно. Можно ее осмотреть. Давайте-ка глянем, что у нас с пальцами. Вроде все нормально. Так, а на той руке? Что на той руке? Ебать. Ну что за нахуй?
Certainly seems I've been swabbing a lot of bare fingers recently.
Не. Палец-то отгрызли.
Smell?
Very good. There is the usual evacuation smell, but it appears she's been living rough for quite some time.
Very strong smell of alcohol.
Well, the autopsy will tell, but I would assume that she was inebriated.
Can you be more exact about the time of death?
No later than 2 a.m. The state the body was in, a 1 or 2 hour window is the best I can do.
Так. Окей. В принципе-то мы, наверное, все уже стрясли. Сейчас давай вот с этим вот мудоебом поговорим.
Detective Phelps, LAPD homicide.
John Ferdinand Jameson.
We need you to answer some questions, John.
If you don't mind, I prefer Ferdinand.
Don't push your luck, knucklehead.
What were you doing to the body, Ferdinand?
Are you sure you won't be upset?
Try me, Ferdinand.
I was kissing her.
Ты, блядь, ебанарий, что ли, совсем?
Shut up.
There's no law
Take your
against it.
beating like a man.
Я, честно, не к напарнику претензии. Ты, блин, больной, нахер. Нахер ты мертвую бабу целовал? Объясни мне, пожалуйста, блядь. Опа.
Classic Carmine.
Вот это вообще интересно. Ты смотри-ка, а. Ладно.
Yours, Ferdinand?
No. I found it near her purse. I thought she could use some lipstick.
Rusty, stop! Don't hit him.
Ладно. Контакт с уликами.
Through her purse?
It wasn't like she needed it. I took a look.
Ты смотри-ка, а. Ладно, допустим.
Did you take any money?
Wasn't any to take. I found her lipstick in her matchbook over on the mat. Not much else.
Ладно.
You found the body?
Yes, I did. I work here. I was coming off shift and headed home.
Ай.
Why didn't you report the body, Jameson? Do you know how this is going to look to a jury?
A jury? What gives? I could tell that she was dead. I came through here about midnight last night. She wasn't here then.
Let me belt him again.
You're under arrest, Jameson. We'll see how this plays out. Until then, you can think a little on how you'd like to be treated if you were found dead.
I'm telling you, it's not illegal. Me and some friends of mine...
Ты вот еще про друзей своих расскажи, пожалуйста.
Get this sack
А то мне интересно.
I'll deal with him later.
Сейчас все вместе заедете. Твою мать, а. Это что за одуха вообще?
Detective Phelps and Galloway, homicide. Can you tell me exactly what happened?
We were shutting cars over to the main line when I saw this man here lying on top of this woman. The woman wasn't moving and seemed to be in a bad way.
What time was this?
About 7:30 this morning, sir.
Thanks for your help. Have you given Patrolman Hart your details?
I have, sir.
Thank you. You can go now.
Так вот, значит, да. И что теперь?
If you want a full report, you have to let me work.
Want to leave me alone so I can get some work done? Go play in front of the trains.
На уж. Любопытнее некуда.
We all have work to do here, and you're not helping.
Так, ладно, товарищи. Давайте... в принципе, телефон-то все.
We know the way. You can drive.
And where exactly are we going?
Давайте в винный магазин. Чё бы нет. Прям интересно даже.
Read that those goddamn Chinese want to sell the relief food that we're sending them?
Yeah. Yeah, I read about that.
These people are starving to death.
Want to sell the food to fund the civil war against the communists.
Really? Guess that's okay then.
Armies can't fight without food. You spend all your money on weapons, but you still have to have the will to fight. Fortunately, the Reds will win in China.
Watch your mouth. You know what you're saying?
The people of this country overthrew a king. You think the Chinese will balk at an emperor if they are starving?
Окей. Да в 50-х же у них это... Компартия появилась. Я не помню, честно. Ты никогда особо не интересовался? Почему всегда думал, что вот китайцы были под императором такие, раз сразу все коммунистами стали.
Evelyn? She's dead?
You knew Evelyn Summers, Mr.
Robbins. Yes, I knew Evelyn. I was a good friend of her ex-husband. She kept some of her stuff here.
Оба-на.
Sure. Come this way.
Вот это интересно уже. Че это она здесь в алкашском магазине что-то свое держала? Давайте-ка посмотрим. Давайте.
You got some fine stock here, Mr. Robbins. Well, you let us take some for the road, this case might get solved a lot quicker.
He's joking, Mr. Robbins.
Ну, бана, вон, ну чё. Так. Фоточка. Ну, фотка нам ничего не даст. Так. Вот здесь книжуля какая-то. Метафизика Аристотеля, нихуя себе.
Evelyn wasn't stupid. The only stupid thing about her was her need to drink.
Так. Гроссвеннер МакКефри. Это прям интересно, кто это такой.
She wasn't always such a loner.
Интересная бабёха, кстати, судя по всему. Так, ну я тут ничего больше полезного-то не вижу. Кегли. Боулинг-роулинга.
Maybe Evelyn did something other than drink in her spare time.
Rawlings. I know that place. Corner of 9th and Grand. A lot of cops pull there on Tuesday nights.
Ага. Любопытно. Эвелин
I'm
Саммерс.
guessing Evelyn hadn't held down a job for quite some time before she was killed.
Ладно. А это чё? Байда какая-то. Keystone Films, 1938 год.
When exactly did Evelyn work in the pictures?
A few years ago. She worked in legal copyrights for music.
Блять, уже тогда авторские права были. Совсем охуели. Так, ладно, давайте мы поговорим с этим парнем. Прям уверен, что мне есть о чем с ним поговорить. Так. Ага, контакт с жертвой.
She came by in the morning.
A social visit? To pick up some of her things?
She had a couple of bucks and bought a quart of rye.
Any idea where the money came from?
She didn't mention it, but she did say the booze was a present for a boy.
Вот так вот, значит, да?
Fighting, and she had to make it up to him.
Ладно.
Close, Mr. Robbins.
Not many people will be sad she's gone. I'll be one of the few.
We got the impression that Evelyn had been sleeping rough of late.
It became difficult for me to have her staying here. Her mother was trying to get her back on the straight and narrow. She's old now. And to be honest, you have to have a good reason to want to get back on.
Okay.
You know a friend of Evelyn's by the name of McCaffrey?
Not personally.
We're struggling for leads, Robbins. Did she know McCaffrey?
She idolized him.
В
When I
смысле?
gathered, the feeling was far from mutual. He seems to peddle a revolutionary stance, fixing the ills of society. You could see how it would appeal to down-and-outs like Evelyn.
Thanks for your help, Mr. Robbins.
No problem. Hey, I'd like to make arrangements for the funeral. You think I could get in touch with Evelyn's mother?
Put in a call to the watch commander at Central Station, Mr. Robbins. He'll be trying to reach the next of kin.
Thanks. Get the guy, huh? Evelyn never hurt anybody.
Так вот, значит, да? Ладненько. Поехали посмотрим. У нас еще есть пара дел.
Can you drive to this one?
Давай в бар сгоняем.
Where are we headed?
Тоже интересно. Что там такое в баре в этом? Что-то уже и болтовник таковой и нету. Окей.
Phelps, Galloway, homicide. We need to ask you some questions concerning Evelyn Summers.
I'm Walter Match. Evelyn Summers? What is it now?
You knew Evelyn?
As well as I wanted to know Evelyn. She's a pain in the ass, always coming in here, cadging drinks, never had any money. She was in just a couple of nights ago.
Did she ever tell you where she was staying?
I don't know. I think she was living rough. She had that kind of stunk about her.
Who did she drink with?
A bunch of these guys. Ask around.
Это тоже интересно.
What's your name?
Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Mind if I ask you some questions, Mr. McCaffrey?
I'm just a starving writer, detective.
Да, конечно.
What do you want to ask about?
Evelyn Summers, and why she was found beaten and strangled in the rail depot on Santa Fe.
Okay. I see your point.
How well did you know her?
I can't say that I knew her. It was more like I was aware of her.
Так. Ладно.
Do you have a criminal record, Mr. McCaffrey?
Nothing serious. I've had a few skirmishes.
Ну, хуй знает.
You want to save me some time, or do you want me to look up your file?
Industrial disputes, strikes, workers' rights.
Ну, понятно, что с тобой.
That kind of thing.
A regular fifth columnist. Nice to meet you, comrade.
You said you barely knew Evelyn?
Yes, that is correct.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You look down your nose at Evelyn, but you knew her, and you have some idea of what happened.
I hope you're holding aces. I'm telling you again, I barely knew the woman.
Ну-ну. А вот что насчет книжечки?
Why would you lend her your book on metaphysics if you only knew her in passing? It was more than that. A Renaissance man like yourself lending his books to his acolytes.
She hounded me about that goddamn book, and then she lifts it from my apartment and lies to my face that she didn't take it, as if she could even comprehend any of it. I saw her go into a hotel with Tiernan last night. They had booze in a paper bag. He's your man.
Thank you for the information, Mr. McCaffrey.
Так, а вот интересно-то. Так. А я могу с тобой еще поговорить?
What do you think?
Next stop has got to be the bowling alley.
Так, ну телефона тут нет поблизости. Правда, поехали в боулинг. Там тоже интересно.
Car 11K, Car 11 King, KGPL.
11 King.
A message from Captain Donnelly. Return to Central, Code 2.
11 King, en route. Let's not keep the man waiting, Phelps.
Ладно. А чё там? Чё-то явно неспроста нас сюда вызывают. Да. Что-то явно хотят. Че, опять что ли? Опять какую-то херню нашли. Тут нет, чтобы что-нибудь полезное, блин. Нет, блять, меня отвлекают постоянно. Да-да-да. Да-да-да, он самый. И куда мы? Сюда куда-то.
What's this about, Captain?
Hey.
Ray and Mal have some concerns over the Henry and Muller cases, which I don't want aired outside of this room.
The evidence is solid, Captain.
I agree, Rusty. It's just that corpses keep piling up.
Copycats.
I've been banging the same drum. But the notes and the lipstick messages.
Evelyn Summers, Cartel Classic Carmine. Each woman, same brand, same color.
Teresa Terrelson didn't have a lipstick message.
Technically, you're right, Rusty. She didn't have any lipstick. But she did have a message. We found it beneath her dress, scraped with a sharp stick.
What did it say?
You sure you want to know?
Ray?
As far as we can be sure, it said cunt BD.
That's one way of looking at it.
Looking at what?
Cunt is all about access, Phelps. You're married, so yours is mortgaged. Some of us like to pay by installments. This guy doesn't like to pay at all.
Why are you so angry, Mal?
Because I just had to fire one of my assistants. He was a friend of Jameson's. God knows what he might have been up to.
Captain, we have good leads in the Summers case, but it's up to you to decide how we proceed.
Keep this under your hat for now. And to follow up on Evelyn Summers, I want daily reports.
Окей. Так, Джеймсон, блять. То есть...
Back to the Summers case. Get an address for McCaffrey. He'll have blown the bar. I'll meet you outside.
Так, подожди. У нас телефон есть.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an address for a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Grosvenor McCaffrey. Apartment 6, 126 Yale Street, between Ord and Alpine.
Thanks, ma'am.
Окей. Я думаю, может быть, мне...
Can you drive to this one?
And where exactly are we going?
Может быть, мы все-таки в боулинг сначала сгоняем, потом уже в квартиру.
Let me pose a question. Depends. What you got to do with it? Morals. Would it bother you to put the wrong person away? Depends. On what? On whether anyone except the poor son of a bitch in the Slam River found out.
Что? Я вообще не понял, кто с кем о чем говорил сейчас. И кто кому чего предъявил. Ну, давайте мы сначала в боулинг заедем, там посмотрим, Какого вообще хрена?
Hello, Rusty. Two on your usual lane?
I'm Detective Phelps. Homicide.
You must be new. What's your shoe size?
This is business, Florence. You got a guy works here by the name of Tiernan?
Sure we do. He's a pin setter. Clears the jams, works the gutters. Go right in. He'll be hopping around the lanes toward the back. He's a nice boy.
Thanks, ma'am.
Ну да. Найсбой-то, конечно. Я прям чую, он какой там найсбой.
Down the left side of the alley.
Goddamn waitress.
That's one heck of a Sunday.
Food wasn't great. You're real.
Слева, говоришь, от дорожек. Это где? Это где-то здесь.
LAPD!
Ты смотри-ка. Какой-то у нас шустрый парень. Эх ты ж, блядь, такая. Ладно.
What are you waiting for? Get after him!
We might go faster if we weren't carrying the extra weight. These are flashy cars to be parked outside a bowling alley.
The lanes attract a fast-living individual with money to burn.
Or a middle-aged individual with the need to feel virile.
Phelps, you gotta get me closer! Another runner. At least we've got a suspect.
Why do they always run? I'm sure we've got the wrong person in more than one of these homicides. They always seem to land.
You know, your theories
Ой,
are not
дурачок.
by any means. Hit it! Clean this asshole off the road!
If this isn't the killer, we can at least get him for reckless endangerment.
That's unless he runs into a wall and saves us all the trouble.
Блин, ты ему по шине попади хоть раз.
Going through the square.
Hope the people see him in time to get out of the way.
Ай, блин. Ты смотри-ка, а.
Someone's setting them up because they feel like the deck is stacked against them.
I don't make up ridiculous stories for them, detective. Leave that to the first imagination. Hit him, Cole. Spit him out. Don't go to sleep on me. That's the end of that. About fucking time.
Вот ты вовремя-то влетел в поезд, парень. Серьезно? Ладно. Давайте-ка мы его тоже. Ага. Замечательно.
You know the way. You can drive.
Так, теперь к МакЭфри сгоняем. Что это сейчас самое нужное дело?
Whoa, looks like we're going into the tunnels.
God damn it, he'll kill himself.
А, серьезно?
I'm okay with it.
Да мы уже все. Ребята, успокойтесь. Так, ну чё, пошли к МакЭфри. Там много интересных затей должно быть. Так. 6-я, да? Замечательно. Пошли в 6-ю, значит. Третья, тут 4-я. Ладно. Нам, значит, вот сюда вот надо. А мы его разве не запихали в эту?
Terrible shame. Means there's nobody to let us in. You want to do the honors, Phelps?
Ага. Ты смотри-ка. Займет много времени тебя подлечат, и ты приедешь домой. Я вернул твои вещи в твою старую комнату. Там в двери есть замок. Ты сможешь приходить и уходить, когда пожелаешь. Я буду заботиться о тебе, и ты вернешься к нормальной жизни. Я знаю, что у тебя изменился адрес, поэтому не уверен, что мое письмо дойдет до тебя. Но я молю Бога, чтобы ты его получил и прислушивался к моим словам. Я каждый вечер молюсь за тебя и прошу у Господа, чтобы однажды ты постучала в мою дверь, и все плохое между нами забылось. С любовью и пониманием, твоя мать Августа Саммерс. Вот так вот, значит, да, письмецо-то мы нашли. Так, тоже интересно. Так. Ага. Так. Нам еще кое-что надо бы найти. Не уверен, правда, что найдем. Но, тем не менее, надо. Так, тут кухня. Сковородки какие-то. Погоди-ка. Так, что там? Херня. Так. Я прям уверен, что где-то здесь что-то нужное найдется. Конечно, могу ошибаться, но скорее всего... Опа-на, ты смотри-ка, а? Так.
Let's see Carruthers argue his way out of this one.
Так, вот это интересно.
Who are you guys? What are you doing in here?
We're from the LAPD, ma'am. Do you know where we might find McCaffrey?
I'm his neighbor. Is he in trouble?
Look, lady, we need to find him, and in a hurry. Are you gonna give me trouble?
He has a pigeon coop up on the roof. He spends his mornings up there when he's been drinking.
How do we get up there?
Down the hall and up the stairs.
Drunk and in command of a carrier pigeon. Surely we can round him up for that. A citation at least.
Так, вот это уже интересно. Так, пошли искать, как там на крышу-то выйти. А вот оно, да? А вот оно. Привет, мужик. Аж ты пиздосий. Вместе с твоими голубями. Ага. А, блин. Ты наркоман или как? Да блять! Ты смотри-ка, а? Кто у нас, блядь, молодой, интересный. А главное, застрелить-то я его и не могу. Так, парень. Ага. Отдыхай. поэт ты наш. И художник, и песенник, и все подряд. Ща разберемся, что ты там нам пишешь такого интересного, поэтичного.
Get downtown and wrap this thing up. It's gotta be McCaffrey.
Да, поехали.
Unless Tyranny set him up.
Да,
That
вот.
asshole Jameson.
How do you know that McCaffrey didn't do the dog?
We have a list of over 200 suspects. His name was never on it.
If you think the list is exhaustive, Rusty, who am I to argue? Listen, let's just work the case at hand, shall we?
Вот.
Sit down and put all the puzzle pieces together at a later date. I'll hold you to that.
Так, ну ладно. Бродвейский Голливуд, вот это вот все. Так, ну чё мы? О, рожа знакомая.
Stick with one of these suspects, gentlemen.
It's either McCaffrey or Tiernan, sir. I think Jameson is an aberration.
All right. I'll deal with that degraded lunatic myself. He's got some fearful retribution coming. Tiernan isn't one, McCaffrey isn't two. I want a confession from one of them. Don't fail me, young fellas.
Так, ну ладно. Так, интервью рум.
That bum took a swipe at me. I put him down in my sap.
Why did you run, Tiernan?
I was the last one to see Evelyn that night. I knew you would think it was me.
Ай,
Can you
парень.
describe your relationship with Evelyn?
I barely knew Evelyn.
Врешь?
Lying to me and I'll have you charged and in front of a grand jury before your feet touch the ground.
How can you possibly prove Evelyn and I were more than friends?
Так. Так, подожди.
You should let me go now. I've done nothing wrong.
Looks like I was mistaken.
Так. Так, подожди. Вот тут лажа. Тут натурально лажа, потому что...
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out. She's old
Допустим.
enough to be your mother, Tiernan. You banging her?
That's none of your business.
You a mama's boy, Tiernan?
Так. Что у нас насчет книги?
The book that belonged to McCaffrey.
McCaffrey saw her looking at her once and laughed in her face.
And you're saying Evelyn stole it.
She wanted something of his.
We either hang this on you or McCaffrey. You better give us something.
Well, McCaffrey's been in trouble with the law before. I mean, he always makes out it was some kind of labor dispute, but, you know, I'm not so sure.
Так, вот это интересно уже.
You and Evelyn were drinking together last night, and she had no other place to stay.
I don't know what happened last night. I don't remember.
You're lying.
Пиздишь.
You'd been fighting with her. You fought, and
I'm not lying! She got up and left, that was it!
Да ладно. Так.
she left, but she came back. She bought you a quart of whiskey to make it up to you. She told the liquor store owner. You're in deep trouble, buddy.
She said she loved me.
She wanted to care for me. She would never stop talking about McCaffrey. McCaffrey was a writer, McCaffrey was a hero, McCaffrey cared for the little guy.
Did you kill her, Tiernan?
I might as well have.
Ой, блин. Парень, вот ты, конечно, интересный парень, но...
No, I don't.
Have access to a lug wrench?
Well, we use a lot of them to clear jams in the pin setting machines.
Coroner's report says that Evelyn was killed with a wrench. I think you did it and then planted the evidence at McCaffrey's apartment for us to find.
We went to his apartment. McCaffrey was up on the roof. Evelyn stole the book. McCaffrey went crazy when he found out. He said he would put her out of her misery. He can be very cruel.
Evelyn was missing a ring from her right hand.
That's strange. She always wore it. Big black circular disc with a white E in the middle. It was made from an old typewriter key, a present from the prop department at her old movie studio.
We're going to talk to McCaffrey. You need to think about what you've told us, Tiernan. You're not in the clear.
Вот тут да, как бы. Ладно. Это мы сейчас еще разберемся, кто там куда кого. Здорово.
You ready to answer some questions?
You think I have all the answers?
People who run from the police usually have something to hide.
Touché, detective. Let's see where this takes us.
Так. Ладно.
Evelyn died sometime around midnight. Remind me, where were you?
I was at home, writing. I'm working on a manuscript.
Но не знаю. Но не знаю.
Lying, McCaffrey. You were out at the rail yard.
And what do you have that proves I was there?
Тут такое дело, короче.
How about half of Augusta Summers' last correspondence with her daughter?
What are you talking about?
After you were done beating Evelyn, you searched her and found her mother's letter. That old lady's anguish amused you.
I know nothing about a letter or Evelyn's goddamn mother.
So what was it doing on your writing desk?
I don't know, but if I didn't put it there, somebody else did. Try exercising your powers of deduction on that.
Ладно.
We found the lug wrench that Evelyn was battered with in your apartment, and the note from her mother, and your blood-stained clothing. We have you cold, McCaffrey.
You think if I could be bothered to murder Evelyn Summers, I would be stupid enough to leave the evidence in my apartment?
Да, конечно.
I don't believe you, Grosvenor. The evidence says that you killed her.
You can prove that I wanted to kill Evelyn?
Ну, как бы да.
Will there be much more of this? It's just that I wanted to get home and work.
Не понял. Вообще не понял.
You told us you barely knew Evelyn Summers.
She hung around sometimes. I had very little to do with her.
Так.
You'll have to do better than that, Grosvenor. We know about you and Evelyn.
Evelyn was a lush, and a boring one at that. You can't link her to me.
Да ладно.
We know that you thought enough of her to loan out your copy of the Metaphysics.
I what? I did no such thing. That bitch stole that book from my apartment. The impudent fucking moron.
And that made you angry?
Angry? I was livid. Looking up at me with that stupid face of hers, begging me to forgive her. Ah. Very good. That's one to you, Detective.
It's either going to be you or Tiernan, Grosvenor.
Make it stick, Detective. The party has good lawyers.
Ай, блин. Мне вот интересно, мне может стоит позвонить? Не знаю кому, но вдруг.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Ой.
Phelps, 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need the jacket on a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Just a moment, Detective. McCaffrey was formerly under surveillance by the Red Squad. Convictions for petty theft. Dishonorable discharge from the Army during training at Syracuse. Assault on a local woman. Says he almost beat the woman to death.
Thanks for your help.
Ладно. Это все, конечно, интересно, но... Так, куда ты пошел вообще? Объясни мне, пожалуйста, блядь. Так, вот ты не можешь нормально ходить, блин, вот сразу типа вот туда.
Don't talk to me about Evelyn anymore. It's too...
Да-да-да. Да, я понял уже. Так.
Yes, I was. Seeing the things that I saw, it changes a man. I came back here determined to change things.
Да, конечно.
All I wanted was a pen and an opportunity to speak out.
You told us before that you had only minor run-ins with the police. You didn't mention petty theft.
I've never been in trouble for violence. That's the salient point here, isn't it?
Ой, парень.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You have a history of violence towards women.
How do you turn a couple parking tickets and a petty theft misdemeanor into an assault charge?
Ой, парень. Ты же понимаешь, что...
We know all about you and your
Да, вот
dishonorable
это...
discharge, beating some poor woman near to death in Syracuse. You've never been in combat, McCaffrey. Your whole life is a fraud.
She was a goddamn peasant whore! She tried to steal from my wallet! I could have fought for this country! I could have...
You beat her because she stole from you. Because she tried to outsmart you.
The ignorant audacity of the bitch!
Ой,
What is a
блин.
man supposed to do? Sit there and take it? How is a man supposed to call himself a man?
And Evelyn Summers, a poor, drunken nobody, stole your book.
And she got what was coming to her!
Опа. Знаешь что, парень?
Grosvenor McCaffrey, I'm charging you with the murder of Evelyn Summers. She was a sad lady who never hurt anyone except herself. I hope God finds a way to forgive you.
Congratulations, boys, you bagged the fine catch. Another red to boot. Grand. Now, I want you to put this business about a repeat offender out of your mind. This McCaffrey creature shows no remorse, and neither will the grand jury. You would have to walk a long mile to find a better candidate for an unmarked plot in the prison graveyard.
Прекрасно. А ты что там встал? Упс. Недоволенный, смотрю. Так, ну мы, конечно, немножечко налажали. Похвально, говорит. 16-17 улик и 13-16 вопросов у сидящего в камере смертников Красвинара МакЭфри есть время написать сенсационные мемуары. Охуительные истории начались. Так. Так, а тут что-то какие-то опять флешбеки вьетнамские подъехали.
We have lost most of Shaughnessy and Dunn's squad. His gunny is dead, first platoon's in worse shape. That medic is either crazy or the bravest man alive.
Now we rally with the first and try for the Nambus.
It's sheer to the left. To the right, it goes right through a pass with 2 Nambus and Infilade. Mate, we can lose everyone.
Lieutenant!
You
back off this fucking bridge! They'll start walking the mortars back to their own positions! We only have minutes! I'm in charge here, Sergeant! Get your men off the bridge, Lieutenant! What's your unit, Sergeant? We don't have time for this, Lieutenant! What's your unit, Sergeant? I company 22nd Marines, Lieutenant, and we just saved your ass by fording the river. My orders are to reconnoiter the... I think that point is now moot! You have 10 men left! My orders are to save what's left! Move out!
Ой, блин. Да, Фелпс мудак. Ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь. Всем пока.